marked for playing poor. Wait till he takes off that uniform. Hi. Society boss. He's not a fake boyfriend. He's a walking money printer.
Who'd risk it?
Whoa, what the hell are you doing? Listen, lady, you're way too young for this. You've got your whole life ahead of you. Life is beautiful. Don't throw it away.
Excuse me? Who the hell are you, man?
I wasn't going to jump.
I'm just having a bad day. I just want to be left alone for a minute.
So you're just going to stand up here and snulk? Is it really that bad?
Yeah, it actually is.
What if you fall?
Then it's over. Who cares?
Suit yourself.
I was actually going to take these home and drink alone.
Want one?
Seriously? You and me? Gotta admit, it's my first time drinking out here like this. Hey, it's a vibe.
Yeah, come on, it's perfect. No bullshit, just peace.
This is actually pretty romantic. You know, old man, sometimes I genuinely envy you regular folks.
Sure, you're broke, but you don't have a care in the world.
I feel like you're insulting me, but I have no proof.
Oh, no, I didn't mean it like that. I'm just genuinely jealous of you guys.
Not a care in the world.
Never mind, I take that back.
I might be working security, but that doesn't mean I'm broke.
Anyway, thanks for having my back today. You know what? You're right. I'm still young. Sure, Galaxy is barely hanging on, but we haven't gone under yet, right? I've got hundreds of people depending on me to put food on their tables. How can I just walk away? I have to keep fighting.
Starlight Corporation, I've got a pretty good read on their situation. You guys are leaning way too hard on real estate leverage right now, which leads to a massive capital squeeze. Still, it's not as hopeless as you might think. First things first, you need to root out the corruption within your own ranks. Make them cough up every last cent. Then hit the banks. Freeze the interest for 3 months. Layoffs come last.
Around 30%.
Oh, so you're dealing with that kind of mess too. Just spread yourselves way too thin. Just pull the plug on those dead-end portfolios. That should keep you guys afloat.
It's not the end of the world. Why let it get to you?
Are you really just a security guard?
Yeah. I gotta head back and walk the dog. If I don't walk him now, he's gonna crap on the rug. I'm out. Yeah? Hell no, I ain't going. Gotta walk the dog. Later.
Hey, wait! You never told me your name!
Arthur Vance.
Execute the plan exactly as I laid it out. I expect to see tangible results in 3 days. And pull the plug on the Greenland project. Immediately.
Mrs. Sterling, the Greenfield Initiative is already securing bank loans. If we pull the plug now—
I said, kill it. We're done here. Meeting adjourned. Dig deep into that guy from earlier. He's way too invested in the Greenfield project. Makes you wonder how much of a cut he's taking.
On it, Mrs. Sterling. Arthur Vance.
New York is way too damn big. Arthur Vance? You're just a security guard. Where the hell am I supposed to find you?
Hey, Martha, get me a brisket sandwich. Load it up with extra meat, will ya?
You got it, Arthur.
Thanks.
Well, look at you, old man.
Excuse me?
Loaded up with extra meat? Can you even afford that?
Wasn't me.
Not gonna lie, he's actually pretty handsome. Hey, handsome, how about I treat you to this?
Nah, I got it. My treat.
Crap! A limited edition Maybach.
Wait, isn't that the rising tech mogul Leo Vance?
Oh my god, it is!
I saw his interview on TV.
He is so freaking hot!
Dad, still playing the rent-a-cop here?
Dad?
Got a better idea?
What are you doing, Arthur? Not a fan of my cooking anymore?
Hey, no way. Your food is absolutely amazing. It's just this kid trying to steal my plate.
Some major player is hitting town soon. Julian Thorne is coming. They're throwing a massive gala for him. I really don't need people knowing my dad is a rent-a-cop around here. So could you just lay low for a bit?
Julian. Well, if it ain't Julian, what the hell is he doing here? Eldest brother. Hey, seriously, Dad. You don't even know the guy and you're calling him kid? Drop the act, will ya? The guy is the CEO of the Global Financial Felperation. He's in LA for a massive investment round. He's hosting an exclusive summit for top-table entrepreneurs. Please, Arthur, just let my boy secure this funding round. Your kid gets the funding, and how exactly is that my problem? I'll buy you a mansion in Malibu.
I need you. Are you paying? Son.
I'm your son. What do you mean let others back me? How is that any of your business?
Dad, please, just stop making things worse. If people find out my dad's working security, they'll think I'm a total deadbeat son. All right. How about this? I'll explain it to Julian. I'll tell him it was my own idea to take the security gig. Look, a security guard guards the peace. It's literally in the job title, kid. Oh, by the way, just yesterday, I actually saved a female CEO from jumping off the Brooklyn Bridge. You? Friends with Julian Thorne? You're literally a rent-a-cop. The only throne you'll ever sit on is the toilet on your break. Yeah, whatever. Run along now. Enjoy your sad little lunch.
Martha, I'll take the daily special.
Coming right up, sweetie.
Mind if I share the table?
Knock yourself out.
It really is you. And here I thought finding you would be a needle in a haypack.
Well, isn't this a pleasant surprise? What, finally decided to see things?
Is that Mrs. Sterling?
Mr. Vance, the meeting starts in 5.
Must be seeing things. Drive.
Yes, sir. What's on your mind? Guess you figured it out? No more bridge jumping?
Thanks, by the way. So, are you really just a security guard?
What else? Do I not look the part? You think I'm cosplaying?
Well, Arthur. Where'd you find yourself such a stunning lady?
Hey, we just met yesterday.
Hey, where's my food? I'm starving here.
Coming right up.
How about a drink tonight?
Can't do. I'm tied up tonight.
You're just a security guard. What could you possibly be busy with at night?
Look, do I owe you an explanation?
A gorgeous woman asks you out and you say no? That's a first for me. How much do you even make a day?
150?
Deal.
Hold on, for what?
Make it 500 to buy you for the night.
Whoa, lady. I'm a professional, not an escort.
Who are you calling ma'am? And for the record, nobody's after your body. I just want a sip of that.
God, I needed that. There's so much I can't even say out loud at the office. You know, the company just keeps getting bigger and bigger, but the circle of friends just keeps getting smaller.
I can't believe I'm telling all this to a guy I literally just met yesterday.
You've got quite a few secrets.
So, mystery man, I've spilled enough today. Got any secrets of your own?
Nope.
You know, no one can deceive me.
What about you? Do you lie?
No. To cover up one lie requires more lies. That's a steep price to pay. Me? I prefer keeping it real.
How about you be my boyfriend?
I'm old enough to be your father. Boyfriend? Seriously? Besides, I have a son.
Wait, you're married?
Nope.
Aren't we progressive? Knocking up your girlfriend out of wedlock?
Don't be ridiculous. I don't have a girlfriend.
Then where'd your son come from?
I adopted him. Wait, why am I even explaining this to you? It's none of your damn business. He's my own flesh and blood.
Didn't peg you for the caring type. And I definitely didn't expect that the first time I ever put myself out there, I'd get completely shot down. Mean old man.
Hey, gorgeous.
We met literally yesterday.
Right. Time's up. I'm out. Past my bedtime.
Turn around. Play my boyfriend. I've been telling everyone I'm taken. There's a massive tomorrow night, and I have to make an appearance. Hosted by Julian Thorne, CEO of the Financial Syndicate. He specifically sent me 2 invites. I really need a +1 for this. So, tough guy, how about you come with me?
Julian Thorne? How does that kid always manage to drag me into his mess?
Wait, you know Julian?
Yeah, we've met.
Please, old man. That's the CEO of the Financial Syndicate. Even I haven't met him. He's the biggest shot in the country. You just happen to share the same name. Whatever, old man. I need you tomorrow. Play my boyfriend for a day. Pretty please?
And if I refuse?
Well, mister, if you refuse to be my fake boyfriend, I might just have to go jump off that bridge again.
Unbelievable. Do you have absolutely no shame?
Look at me, just a hopeless little woman who somehow managed to drag Galaxy Group to the top of the real estate food chain. You really think I care about playing nice? You're literally the only option I have left, old man.
All right.
I'm glad we see eye to eye, detective.
Arthur,
Yeah?
if we're gonna fake this, we go all in.
All in. Whoa. I have boundaries, okay? Where are you headed?
Focus. Tomorrow's gala means everything to me. So whatever you do, do not embarrass me.
Then why did you even drag me into this?
Stellar's future is riding on this. The company is crawling with rats right now. I couldn't risk bringing anyone else to meet Julian Thorne. So, you're just gonna have to suck it up.
Right.
First, let's go over some basic gala etiquette.
Whoa, save your breath. I know how to work a room.
You're a security guard. How would you know any of this?
This one's for the steak. Always hold the glass by the stem. They don't exactly hand out paper napkins here, so always keep a pocket square handy. Not exactly rocket science, is it?
Fair enough. All right, let me show you how to actually taste wine.
Well. Looks like your collection is mostly Bordeaux blends. Oh, and by the way, this whole setup, that prized Chateau Lafite on the top shelf, hate to break it to you, it's a fake.
Excuse me?
Give me a break. The color of a true vintage is red with just a hint of gray. Yours is just flat red. That's a novice pour.
Trust me, I'm the connoisseur.
Are you seriously mansplaining wine to me?
What is it?
Are you really just security?
What does it look like? You think I wear this uniform for fun? Whoa! You were actually serious?
I'm coming for you, old man.
Look, my bed is calling. See ya.
Hey! Hey! It's 7. Where the hell is Arthur? And all he texts back is on my way. Look who finally decided to show up.
I told you, tonight is Mr. Thorne's gala.
And you wore a security uniform?
I told you, my shift didn't end until 6:30, and the gala starts at 7. I rushed straight over here.
I didn't even have time to change. Right. I knew I couldn't count on you. Good thing I'm always one step ahead. I brought you a backup. Just bought it today. And the keys. Hurry up, go.
What, you trying to sneak a peek? Come on, enjoy the view. Not that I've got a six-pack anyway.
You have zero shame, you know that? You're seriously a security guard?
Can't you tell? I just got off my shift.
My bad. I guess I just pictured some old guy in a booth.
Do I look old?
Let's go. Are security guards all this impressive nowadays? My first time at a gala like this, I was an absolute nervous wreck. Wait, isn't that Evelyn Sterling's new guy from Starlight Group? Damn, he is drop-dead gorgeous.
Sure, he's pretty, but what's the point?
What's his background? I've literally never heard of him.
Never seen him in my life.
Ignore him. That silhouette looks awfully familiar. Let's go say hello. Evelyn, it's been a while. And who might this is? Your boyfriend, I presume?
Yeah, he's quite the catch, isn't he?
Pleasure. I'm Victor Black. I work in finance. Right.
Oh, and my boyfriend here is in...
Arthur Vance. I used to be in finance myself. Pleasure to meet you.
Arthur Vance.
Excuse me?
Oh, my apologies. I thought you were someone else.
You do look familiar, though.
But I don't believe we've met.
Didn't expect to run into a heavyweight in finance.
Paul, it's a pleasure.
Arthur, the pleasure is mine. You flatter me.
Wall Street is a shark tank.
Drop the act.
You'll be recognized in a heartbeat.
These financial waters are treacherous indeed, which is exactly why I washed my hands of it years ago. But my bet? Gold is about to skyrocket.
Oh, please, don't take it seriously.
That's absolute nonsense.
These financial waters are treacherous indeed.
Which is exactly why I washed my hands of it years ago.
But my bet? Gold is about to skyrocket.
Wait, I thought that was strictly inner circle intel from the old man. Who the hell is this guy?
Mr. Gordon? Mr. Vance, isn't it?
An absolute pleasure. Hope I'm not interrupting. Not an interruption at all. We're just catching up.
My apologies, man. It's been a madhouse tonight. Hadn't gotten the chance to properly introduce myself. Richard Caldwell. I'm in real estate too, by the way. Same game as your lovely wife here.
You know each other?
Yes, we've met. Ascension Group. It's Richard's company.
Oh, Ascension Group. No wonder you've been so busy. Didn't you guys just close that deal for the Trinity Hudson project?
Mr. Caldwell, that Hudson Yards project, you actually bagged it.
Isn't that still in the bidding phase?
Still in the bidding phase, yeah.
You're too kind, Richard.
Nonsense. Compared to you, Apex Ownership is still punching above its weight. That new Hudson development, I wouldn't even dream of touching. Is that so? Didn't you guys already make your pitch to Chairman Brooks from the real estate board? I was under the impression it was a done deal. Whoa, no way. Why would Chairman Brooks ever stick his neck out for me? Why would he ever do that?
Oh, Richard, please. I am so sorry. Arthur is just talking nonsense. Please don't take him seriously.
Offended? Come on, not at all. Arthur and I just hit it off right away. Actually, I was hoping to run something by your lovely wife. Just need to steal him for a few minutes. Just a few minutes of his time, so Arthur and I can have a proper chat. Arthur, a toast to you. We really need to have a proper chat. Chris, vintage 87. Arthur, a man of refined taste, I see. Perfect timing. I actually had my guy bring over a bottle, a private reserve straight from Chateau Lafite, their absolute finest Malbec. Come on, let's get a pour.
Arthur, you really hung me out to dry on this one. That riverfront development project. I'll admit I pulled some strings with Chairman Davis to land it, but I haven't even gone public with it yet.
Looking to make a quick killing on Wall Street, were we? Can't slip anything past you, Arthur. Ladies and gentlemen, allow me to introduce the one and only Mr. Arthur Vance. Cheers. He's not even in your league, man. Whoa, hey, that came out wrong. That is not what I meant. What I'm trying to say is, you're way younger than him.
You know this Arthur Vance guy? I swear. He reminds me of a security guard back at our firm. Spitting image. Even got the exact same name.
Excuse me? A security guard? That security guard at our firm. His name is Arthur Vance too? The resemblance is uncanny. Hey, Paul. Oh, hey. You've got to be kidding me. Why would I mess with you? Look, I'll prove it to you. My family runs a private security firm. We have access to the database of every security contractor in the city. Watch. I'll pull up his file right now. Look at this. Identical, right? Look at the hair. Man, look at this. Even the crow's feet are the same. What are the odds?
All right, over here. Let's move.
Something wrong, Mr. Black? Check this out. These signatures are identical. It has to be the exact same guy, but he predicted the gold surge.
Are you kidding me? Gold either goes up or down. A 50-50 shot isn't exactly rocket science. He also mentioned the Fed raising interest rates. Let me ask you, when was the last time you saw them actually cut rates?
Yeah, makes sense. But look at this. What's the deal here?
Mr. Caldwell. Yeah? Just call me Richard, or Rich is fine. Drop the Mr. Caldwell, it's way too formal. Actually, Rich just sounds a little weird to me. I think I'll just stick with Caldwell. Now that's more like it. Ladies and gentlemen, I propose a toast. When Mr. Thorne arrives later, how about Mr. Vance leads the way to offer him a proper toast? What do you say? Right, it wasn't me. All right? Your tell's full. He's coming over for a toast. I think I'll pass. Mrs. Vance! An absolute honor!
Wait, me?
Is there another Mrs. Sterling in the room?
Oh, right.
Mrs. Sterling, about that partnership you mentioned last time, I've given it some serious thought, and we are in. Let's get the paperwork signed ASAP.
Oh, wait, no. If you sign the contract with me right now, you're going to take a hit. Tell you what, let me go back and revise the terms.
Oh, please, don't even mention it.
What loss are we even talking about?
The little hit I took on your end? Mr. Vance here just gave me a masterclass. Consider us more than even.
Evelyn, what exactly does Arthur do for a living these days? I've been trying to get it out of him all evening. He mentioned manufacturing, dabbled in Wall Street, even played around in Silicon Valley. But as for what he actually does right now, total mystery. Come on, fill us in. You're killing us with the suspense here.
Come on, Evelyn. Spill the details.
Well, right now, he's actually...
I know exactly what he's up to.
Wait, Mr. Black, you know him?
Funny enough, I just found out myself.
Victor, what are you...
Evelyn, he played you for a fool. He conned every single one of us! Arthur, he's nothing but a damn security card.
Victor, you've crossed the line!
Take a look at this, Richard.
What the?
Take a look, gentlemen. See for yourselves. Evelyn, your turn. You need to see this too.
Arthur, what the hell is going on here? Here, let me see that.
Does this look like me?
Well, isn't it? What's your take on this? Evelyn, what did I just tell you? You tell one lie, and you'll need 1,000 more to cover it up. Make sense now?
Wait, so you really are just a security guard? Yeah, I work in security at the moment.
Wait, security?
Are you screwing with me? Whoa, no, I'm not.
Arthur, please stop.
Miss Sterling, I assume you haven't been looped in on this. You really have no idea, do you?
Evelyn, he's playing you, right? The truth is finally out. He's nothing but a glorified security guard, playing dress up as some billionaire. He played Evelyn for a fool and made absolute idiots out of all of us.
Relax, it's just a misunderstanding. That's right, I'm just a security guard. But she has absolutely nothing to do with this.
Is this really necessary? I thought we were having such a pleasant conversation. Am I wrong? Richie?
Richie?
Save it. You're not worth my time. No wonder he played you, Evelyn. No wonder you fell for it. I'll admit the guy's smooth. Smooth enough to play all of you for fools. Which only proves we were absolute idiots. But we can be fools. But we won't be humiliated.
Mr. Thorne will be here any minute. Time is running out. You really don't want to.
Is Mr. Thorne aware of this?
Have your security bounce him. And make sure it hurts. Do that, and I might just consider letting this slide for your father's sake. Otherwise, things are going to get very ugly for everyone.
Mr. Thorne wouldn't be too happy about it either. Very displeased.
No. I get why you're upset. But what gives that Thorne kid the right to be pissed off? That nobody? You hear that? Go on. Shut his filthy mouth for him.